No, yeah, no. Yeah.
No, don't forget if I lock my car. 2 months ago.
Okay,
Ready?
Yeah, think so.
okay, thank you.
Good to go. All right, I'll call the meeting to order. Yeah. We'll start with the roll. So we'll go piece by piece. So George Alvarez.
Present.
Rodolfo Blanco.
Present.
Eric Brandon. Here now, Steve Brimo.
Present.
Matthew Casamayor is here. Modellano.
Present.
Jessica Medina. Is here. Manuel Perez. Romy. Let's see here now. Andrea Riccici.
Here.
Magali Rubio.
Here.
John Tingle.
Here.
Carlos Padilla. And is Carlos Padilla, you're here, yeah?
Yes,
And then Daniel Gonzalez is not here now. Alrighty, cool.
You got corner.
Yes. Yeah, we're good. We'll move on to orders of business, any deferrals, additions, deletions, anything from anybody. One thing that I want to add on is the notes from John. John sent over some stuff for the council report that I kind of want to go over, and we'll go over the council report.
Yeah,
We can put that as like what
report again.
Yeah, so we can put that as like new business C is what that could be. It can be the council report, and we'll go over John's recommendations and we'll talk about it quickly. And also the date, the exact date, so I'm ready for it this time instead of the day before.
So just from my end, staff is, we're putting together a volunteer appreciation breakfast, you know, a nice little morning for the committees, and we're trying to see if any committees would be willing to donate a couple bucks. Okay, for the, you know, food or I guess just food, or I think we might do awards as well, you know, try to recognize sponsors that have contributed to our million events that we have, so. I want to add that to the order of business.
Would that go under budget? Take off some, and then would that be for this year or for next year, like that whole situation?
It'll be for this.
This year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can take a look at that and get the notes for that when we get to that. What is a volunteer dinner you said? Or
Oh, yeah, volunteer breakfast.
Breakfast.
Appreciation breakfast.
Okay, so I'll put that under budget and we'll go over that and see what we can do. All right. Anybody else? Okay, cool. Move on to public comments. So we have a couple guests here today. So feel free. Annette, you can go ahead and kick it off if you want to start
Hi.
with public comments. Yeah, I was trying to say whatever.
Just want to say hi, my name is Annette Hungler, for those of you that I haven't already met, well, I've met you too, I'm still Annette Hungler. I work for FIU, the College of Medicine, which is the Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine. And it's the Green Family Foundation, God bless you, Neighborhood Health, Health Education Learning Program. It is a program that exists for about a dozen years now through the College of Medicine that was to primarily to be as a supplement to teach medical students how to be more empathetic by recognizing the social determinants of health. By doing so, by seeing people in their homes where they can determine those social factors that were impacting their health. And after a short period of time, they realized that there was such a clinical need for medical service that they did some fundraising. This is again going back a dozen years, and they have mobile health buses or clinics by which they give this care to the community. The program is free of charge to anyone who's a member, and it's funded primarily through the state and through private grant donations. Our service area is all of North Dade, but also includes South Miami, Coral Gables, and Coconut Grove through a partnership with South Miami Hospital. And if I had an opportunity, if not for a future date, to just briefly discuss some things that would have to do with not only with the program, but with what those factors have to do with, especially small businesses and how they impact small businesses, specifically for my unit. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Annette.
And thank you for, I know I recognize you from the Health and Wellness Fair, so I appreciate you always
Yeah.
turning up and giving us some good information at the fair, just my little note.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, my door. You guys don't know who I am. I'm gonna be here on behalf of the special needs program because there was some few changes. All it is the program name was changed from registry to program. And it's just a reminder that it exists. It's here if you or know anyone that might take advantage of it. Just a reminder, the new cards that we have a QR code, and the QR code, as soon as it's read or scanned or through the phone, it links you directly to the webpage with a video. So the video it's very self-explanatory. With the video that was done through the town. So it's very self-explanatory, it's great. So anybody that doesn't know exactly what's going on with the program, that's one way of going. Just here, look at the video, any questions, I'm available all the time. Here at the station, so that they can call me night or day, and if they need an application, there's multiple ways of getting an application. To include, I'll come out to their house at 3 a.m, and I've done that. So.
Very cool, thank you.
And unfortunately, that person did not become a registrant even though. I have to throw that in, but I tried, right?
Thanks.
You already got it. It was a good reminder. Oh, is that right?
Cool. The video for this was also filmed in my.
Thank you.
So I want to read that video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, that's something.
So this could be the case where someone is, has problems and those people advise the fire people or the police people. We have a guy and, who's 80 years old and he's not doing well. So in case something does happen, you're ahead of the game.
Right,
I think that's what the whole idea is.
right.
Yeah.
That's the short version of it.
Yeah, so
It's-
there's no, it's not responding.
The the registrants are already on the system.
Yeah, good.
So dispatch already has all the information. So before it gets, or while it's getting dispatched, PD already has the information.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I'll tell you about one where a gentleman a father was having a medical heart emergency. And when the units got there, they had already been told about the son that was on the registry for mental health issues. Well, when the PD got there, they were asking for the son, making sure that he was okay. And so the mom is the one that tells the story. So look, I'm so happy because they were more concerned with him, which was great too. But when they got there, they not to put on the sirens, and those were the things that would have triggered the son, and all that was mitigated through the program.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Good to know, folks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very good.
You get the application, you can get the application online, you said?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
And here at the station, anybody that wants to come by, they come up there, there you go. And any questions, they can always call.
Awesome.
Did you already give them your name and the contact information
Everything's on the
Yes.
QR code.
on the QR code?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
everything's on the QR code, yeah.
Very cool. All right, cool. So I think that's it for public comments. Move on to the approval of the minutes. So last meeting, last meeting minutes. I didn't also include it here, but the subcommittee meeting minutes too. I don't know if that is included in approval, but
It is, but it's.
whatever. So there's those as well.
It's delayed one.
Yeah, we'll kind of cover it again a little bit here in a little bit, but I guess everybody want a motion for those minutes, I guess, approve that.
A motion that we approve the minutes as state.
Cool.
My segment.
All right, all in favor?
Bye.
Cool, great. All right, move on to the budget. All right, so the only thing here is the volunteer breakfast as we discussed, Jonathan. Now, what do we have for this year? And there's not a lot of time left, isn't there?
There's not, but it's wanted to be done by the end of the fiscal year, so whatever.
So what's left?
30th, so
And we have some allocated for the DOSA event. on the
we
22nd.
have 500 for that. We have the second half of the Donnie videos. Yeah, at some point. So the second half of that, and then in that, I don't know if you guys remember in the discussion for the videos, we did, 3,000 total. 2,300 for 3 videos. And then, $700 spare for advertising, basically. So we we basically already allocated $3,000 for the videos. What we have left over is the 2,000 for. That's the other miscellaneous that we have. That could include, the boot camp if we're not getting in-person or in-kind donations from any food or. Anything like that. So we have 2,000 to spend with a little asterisk, we still have to leave aside for the, I think, just in case for the boot camp.
But the boot camp was mainly for advertising that we were in.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really up to you guys. There's no like, hey, donate $5, donate 10. I mean, it's kind of just whatever you guys want to.
Is there any like precedent to what some of the other committees are doing? Is this something that's like, oh, $50 sort of thing? or-
I think in the past, the last one was in 2018. I think what I heard, and maybe this, I'm remembering, it was like $1,000 from a committee. I don't want, that's a little too generous.
I think in the past, we've done like anywhere between $250 to $500, if I'm correct in doing it, some people feel a little bit nervous about this long. Right, I mean,
On this specific item, I don't remember, but yeah, I know.
I feel like we've done that for like the reindeer run and like different other, but
Yeah.
that to support other committees.
Yes.
Um,
So that will leave us at 1,500, 1,505. I don't know what you guys are comfortable with, leaving for the boot camp. It would kind of, if we, push a little harder for the in-kind donations and we donate breakfast and,
Which I think is already kind of gonna happen, right?
which I believe is already gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm okay for. What is it, 250 to 500 kind of range? Maybe on the higher side of things, it's just for the volunteers, right? That help with
Right,
the committee
volunteers,
anyways.
so-
I know,
And
ours is maybe
breakfast,
not as much for our events, but
awards.
still. I don't know. I guess I kind of leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think? Between 250 to 500 is what we're looking at, all right? To donate, this is volunteer, for a volunteer breakfast. Thank you to all the volunteers that help with all the committees.
And
All
like
the events.
sponsors too, so
Awards.
those are major businesses in the community, right, that support.
And does it come out of what budget item?
For
What budget item would this come out of?
our committee,
Yeah.
our miscellaneous.
Yeah, right now, our budget is still the mess from before,
That we
remember?
pause.
Next year is where it's gonna be a little bit more
How many committees are there total?
categorized.
I think it's, I don't know, it's 11, 14.
Nine.
Yeah, there you go for now.
So let's do
Oh, no,
11,
it's- It's a crazy.
11 times the minimum 250.
But think about it, some, like Blasting doesn't have a budget,
Right,
that might actually-
public safety doesn't really have.
public safety don't have to do that money. Blasting, especially,
Oh, did you get an idea how much the breakfast is gonna run?
we don't have a quote yet, which is kind of leads us.
How many-
The town is picking up the lion's share of its cost.
Say that again?
Is the town picking up the majority of the cost?
I don't know.
Percentage?
I don't know specifically what, I think it's in the past, it's just been funded by. Committees, because we didn't allocate a dollar amount, so I'm sure there's money that we could find, but. It's just sort of been asked of us to. That's the generosity of our committees.
Step up to the plate.
I'm being a little facetious, but
How many people will attend the breakfast? Is there like a number?
I think there are 140 committee members, something close to, I don't know, I'd have to go into that. I wouldn't imagine all of them going, so. it's close to 60, 70, 80 on that. I mean,
Those are volunteers, too, right? Not just the committee members themselves, right?
no, it's just the committee members, Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
you are the volunteers.
oh, I was looking for like,
It's actually for us.
oh.
No, you guys are the volunteers.
I don't know.
You get,
5 cents.
you get a little, in free.
It's in September. I was just sent the,
Just in the actual day.
yeah, no.
Then if it's, I don't know.
Once they did it, we'll make sure to send you an email communication. so you
If
get
it's for us, then
copies.
I would say not much, because we do this for free anyway, so I don't think a couple breakfasts is gonna make it all worth it. So it doesn't really matter. So I thought this was for like people that help at the events for the town.
No.
Okay, if it's just for us, then I'm cool with it. I'm cool with whatever you guys want.
Now, and if they,
It's for us.
I think if you guys want, we can approve the, like, 250 for now.
Yeah, we can
The
do that.
math we did is $2,000 divided by 8 or 9 committees, that puts us at about 250. And if they fall short of what they need, then we can always reconsider. I don't know when this is scheduled towards the end of the year.
September.
So you guys would have another.
Oh, so we have
Let's
time.
another
Before the
meeting.
30th.
And then we would also know budget wise for
If you
the,
guys want, maybe like.
Maybe we just table this for now entirely.
Table it, yeah,
No, that-
you can approve.
Pay for their own.
I think we're willing to. They're testing the committee, let's just put 250 out there. We all know it.
I was being facetious.
No, but it's okay, but we're following it. It's a good, we're gonna do something
Like
anyways.
DOB.
Yeah,
Let's put the 250 out there with the,
If they need more, then we'll
Okay, anybody wanna
reconsider at the next meeting.
You wanna-
but at least that's.
put that motion in?
I motion to approve 250 for the volunteer breakfast.
Yeah, no second.
Cool, all in favor?
Aye.
Cool.
Thanks for that. It's an easy one.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, now we'll speed through this. The old business. Again, this is just a lot of stuff from before. Most of this is just reminders. So there's the Cafe Mi Vitrola thing. That's a mission with this guy. I
Oh, no,
eventually get it
yeah.
in Filipino.
With the check was sent out.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
We
well,
got their money.
thank God.
Finally got their money.
Okay, cool. So that's done.
Very happy. to
All right,
see
awesome. We're done there. All right, so next up is the BTR list. So we've got this here. This here is just a follow-up, but it's fine. So we've got this new little list. It's not that long. Doesn't even look like a lot of these are doubles up, so we'll kind of speed through this and see if we can kind of take each one. So the first one looks like is Ray V Pro Real Estate Offices. Anybody want to jump on that one?
I'll take it.
Let's jump on that one.
So mortgage.
And
Next up is Kusa Vision A Plus Inc.
I just have a question. The name on the back here,
Yeah,
how does that correlate to the business anyway? Because it says like. Yeah. It's a
The
grandpa.
grant would be probably the owner of the property, and then the one below it would be
The landlord,
the whoever works there, like,
their contact. me.
yeah, the contact person.
Just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not
I
someone in
heard
our
that's a
office.
question, I think.
Yeah, that's not someone in our office.
yeah,
I
good
did-
question.
all right.
All right, up next is Kusaba Vision A Plus Inc. I think it's a home office. There's probably a call or something. Or an email. Anybody want to jump on that one?
I'll take them.
Yeah. Thank you.
And just a reminder, I'm gonna resend out the welcome email and.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Beautiful letter that John sent out,
Thank you for that.
just so you guys
Hmm.
have that, sorry.
All right, up next is EIMS USA Inc.
Just as a,
I can take them.
and they've been here, so
Okay.
they probably, I
So
think
they-
they've downsized, is what they've done.
Okay.
So that might
should
be-
not go?
No, go, they're
Okay.
great.
Anyways,
Okay.
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah, I don't think they're members of the chamber or anything like that, so maybe it's a good opportunity to maybe get them in there, involved with the town a little bit more, you never know.
And we went. That's why I had got a couple of.
But I just wanted,
Yeah.
like, they're not
Yeah.
brand new, so I
Okay.
wanted to say.
What's up?
No, I was trying to see your list.
Oh, okay, cool. Up next, I see Charisma Medical and Research.
I'll take them.
Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, up next, I see Gallagher Bassett Services.
Take that one.
Thank you. Alrighty, up next is Hero Elite Medical Center.
I'll take that one.
Cool, thank you, John. Up next, Jesus Carlos Cortez, physician.
It's all in
The
the
same
same.
as-
Oh, the same?
It's
So the same thing.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
They're all the same.
So that'll be John, that's gonna cover all that.
Oh, I
Thank you
got
guys
it.
for catching me on that one. Up next is Echo Green Industrial.
I'll do that one. We're gonna be.
Cool. And then last but not least, we have ABA Star Future LLC.
I can do the investments.
Cool. All right, cool.
Okay.
Is that all done?
Yeah.
All of you? All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, cool. So we can move on now to the August Business Networking Social. This is just to let you guys know that I confirmed with La Diosa. So I went there one night. I like that they're open until late, so I was able to go get a burrito and talk to them.
By the way, before that, you mentioned ribbon cuttings in here
Yeah,
before on the BTR.
Yeah.
Over that now or?
well, I mean, there's just nothing to go over. We just got new ones coming.
Oh, new ones
You guys
coming,
are all
right.
in line, right?
Okay, that's what
That's really all it is.
It was mentioned in the report.
Oh, what, okay.
Yeah, and then like, yeah, if anybody has any ribbon cuttings that you hear about, like, when you hear about from the businesses,
Yeah, there's a
just
couple.
connect them with Joseph. That's the right person to connect them with from the mayor's office, and then they'll get us all involved.
Yes, they did. They did.
Yeah,
I saw it was very nice.
yeah,
Matt,
It rained like crazy, but it was nice.
that's nice.
what's the date for the August social?
It's
August
August
23rd.
23rd?
It's a Wednesday.
Okay, okay, okay.
But I would use that last.
Yeah.
Very quickly, if you wanna,
What's up?
now rather than later and get their W-9 and invoice.
Do all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Just so we don't have to wait.
I think it's a Wednesday, August 23rd.
Yeah, Wednesday the 20th.
I'm 5 to,
Cool.
5:30, but. 5:30.
I just want to put my minutes.
Okay, August 23rd, 6:30, cool. Yeah, I'll
I pretty much said
reconfirm
that,
that.
yeah.
But you told me we're good to go. Alright, up next is the status of the town EDC promotional videos. This I just gotta follow up with Gani. He's been doing a lot of stuff, so I just gotta stay on him when it comes to this.
You wanna table that one until next time?
Yeah, that's why we don't really have anything to kind of review right now. But that's the only thing is to review those videos when they're finally done. But yeah, I'll just follow up with him again and hopefully he gets back on it. Alrighty, so that's it for the old business. In terms of the new business, I'm actually gonna save this small business bootcamp thing for last, so we can go through the other stuff very quickly. So we'll start off with B, the EDC public display and committee member pins. This as well is gonna be a table till the next time sort of thing, because I need to get more prices.
Okay, but I also,
And
I went back
what's
to
up?
the vendors. I haven't got a response yet.
Perfect, yeah.
Exactly, because in a couple of years, I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna have to look elsewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'll get prices on my end and I'll come back here next month with those. Cool. Okay, so up next is the council report. And let me pull up John's email. So do we have an exact date on that council report yet, Jonathan, or not?
yeah, so that's for the August 8th council meeting.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Oh, that's right around the corner.
and our deadline to submit the report and memorandum, which I'll work with you on, is the 28th of July, so we still got a little bit of time.
Cool. So for that council report. I think last time we kind of just used the notes from. Can't really remember. We used some of the notes from like the organic. Or from the letter to the organic traders. It was like during that whole period was when the last one was, that we kind of focused on that.
I can agree, so it was business networking socials.
Ribbon cutting was another one, right?
Ribbon cuttings, HR outlets, outreach, excuse me. Our quarterly newsletter, local intel, letter to organic grocers, and then the new event. I will say none of that's really changed.
Okay.
Maybe we can up. So if you want to get into.
Yeah, so I'll go with John. Or yeah, what John sent over. So I think we can kind of go over like what we used last time is kind of a general kind of framework for what it's gonna be, kind of what we cover. But just to kind of mention what John went over, and if anybody has any other recommendations, feel free to kind of pitch in. So John sent over a couple recommendations. He said over, we can note the new system of controlling absences. And how that's working or not working, kind of want to get everyone's opinion on that. I know that's kind of a me thing. Nowadays, like that's kind of the way it was restructured, that it's kind of all on the shoulders of the chair. But I don't think that's fair. To me.
I don't think it is either.
So,
It didn't mean much for that.
yeah, so I'd like us to discuss a little bit of what do you guys think about that new attendance
Do
policy?
you guys have any feedback?
Yeah, any feedback on that? I think we met quorum pretty much, I think there's only one meeting that we had issue with, and it was in an
I think it
understandable
was the
period.
very first meeting since.
Yeah.
Appointed in the new year.
That's why, it was like an understandable time period, so I think it's been okay in terms of quorum. Does anybody have any comments related to that or no?
I think basically it's to say, this is something new.
Yeah.
We gotta put something new into this meet here, instead of going the same things. So that might be something to put into something new. Yes, we're trying out the new system and it seems to be working and we'll continue to.
Yeah, so we've met quorum pretty
Just
much.
gonna have something new to say in the report. Otherwise, we're gonna repeat.
Business as usual.
Business.
Is it really working?
Yeah, is it really
So
working?
the people either show up always or they don't show up.
Right, yeah.
So it's just not.
Yeah.
There's no
What
enforcement
about
mechanism.
if you miss X amount of
Nothing
meetings?
happens now.
There's
Yeah,
no-
right now
there's
it's up to
no-
me.
There's no
It's
X amount.
the way that it goes, it's just up to me. Before it was if you missed two, right?
If you missed three, you were automatically kicked off.
Unless it works for you
Which
Yeah.
means that staff oftentimes looked like the bad guy, even though it was just. We're relaying the message to the clerk had to type up there very beautiful, thank you for your service, unfortunately. You're gone. So. Really, the only way to, I guess, gauge of efficacy would be, have you been meeting quorum? Yeah, we have, it's been, we've been able to meet, we've been able to You know, not really have to worry about, oh. And then, you know, we have 14 members, so that puts us at needing 8 people and we don't miss it. I mean, it might be just, you know, because our committee is a certain type of group. Like in my other committees as well, the veterans as well, and they meet quorum every single time. It's really not an issue. So. That's the update then.
All right.
I feel like I just gave the update. On this.
What else?
Yeah, so the only other thing John mentioned, which I think we're definitely gonna mention anyways, would be the upcoming event that we're working on and which we're gonna cover now.
Yeah.
And how that's going and the progress on that. And then last but not least, the BTR list and you know, how we're doing communicating about that, the ribbon cuttings, I think all that kind of incorporates within there. So really the only thing would be that quorum thing would be kind of tying that in together now and how we've, you know, we've met quorum, at least we haven't had any issues when it comes to that.
Yeah, again, it's something new, something that we can say, this is what's happening, here's our input, and so far so good. But again, it falls on you to make the decision all the
Yeah.
time, which is unreal.
But also, beyond meeting quorum, I think you need to be out there at the events. It's
Yeah,
not just coming here and checking a, you know, a present thing.
That's true.
And networking, everybody does things in different ways, whether you talk to people, call them, just be there physically, you know, hold a ribbon. But I think true participation is not only sitting here, but being at the events. And also contacting members in the community for the special committees, the subcommittees when we have something going on.
New
That's
businesses,
these,
new businesses.
I mean, I think that needs to be considered as well. It's not just coming in here and checking out
yeah, for sure.
present.
I mean, maybe you could put that in the report that, you know, as a message to all committees, kind of, it's not just showing up.
Engage.
Saying,
Yeah, it's not just meetings.
I mean, I'm not gonna rehash, but you know, really having being there, the networking socials being there, you know,
Engaging.
engaging.
I guess from any kind of metrics, like averaging at the networking, right, we'll put in the numbers kind of. I mean, that's important,
Yeah.
not just that we're having them, but like that we're averaging X amount of people at them and.
I guess because what we do is we just push the chambers events, so I guess you have the list of.
Yep, yeah, so this I provided
Oh,
them
and the
last
sign-
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I provided them last time. I can put like an average kind of number.
I mean, just from a metrics.
Yeah, no, I mean, when we have that, we have it all prepped on Eventbrite. Cool. And then I think other than that, we can kind of use the framework that we kind of developed last time. Which was, what was it again, John? It was. The basic framework. You don't have to go over this. There's no one. The one that I did last year. Remember that I broke it down into different things? We just talked about it. That was ribbon cuttings, networking events.
Oh, you mean the topics that were?
Yeah, the topics.
It was. Actually,
It's fine, that's why you don't have to bring it back up.
networking, social, ribbon cutting, DTR, outreach, you know, coordinate newsletter, local intel,
Yeah.
networking, groceries.
Could you send me the information on how to register for, or to who to speak with, registering for the Chamber of Commerce? So
Oh,
I
yeah.
can speak with the.
Do you have like a QR code? Right.
Right there's on the website, right there.
Yes.
I like.
You guys.
It's not on the website, become a member.
I mean, actually, it's free.
Okay. I wanted to become a member already, and I heard that you guys want us to promote it on when we visit the businesses,
Yeah,
so
Well, I thought you were members before, but I guess it didn't renew.
maybe not.
Mhm.
I haven't sent any payments, so I guess not.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll text you the link after this. I think I was gonna do that last time, but I didn't. I'll text you this time.
And Matt, regarding the organic, regarding the organic grocer
Yeah.
letter, where's that at? I mean, is there a follow-up required there?
I think we talked about it briefly last time. Yeah, you sent it and
Was there a
that's,
response from anybody?
Do
No?
we even have a place that we can have
that's kind of it, yeah.
That's,
Yeah, we
that's
sent it
it.
out and the item was to just send it out.
Okay,
It'd
so
be nice to
It
have
would be
one
great,
time,
and we
tell
need
you.
to have a response, I don't know, the rejection response, if anything.
Yeah, something.
Right now.
But I'm not even sure if they followed up with us because it was from the town, right? That's
Right,
Right, it would be,
Is it-
I'd be the one.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see.
So we pay a trip to Broward.
But alrighty, cool. So let's move on to the main event of this little thing and the last kind of topic to cover, which would be the update on the small business boot camp, where we talked about at the subcommittee meeting. So just real quick, that subcommittee meeting, we went over the basics that we're gonna have to do in the event. So we went over the basics of who's gonna be speaking. We're in the process of discovering what exactly they're gonna speak about, but we set apart the time, we picked the date. And I wish Jessica was here, so we could talk a little bit more on the food and like the secondary stuff. But go ahead, Steve, you wanted to say
No,
something?
I agree with you. I think Jonathan, you took notes. You were there, right?
Right, I took minutes,
You
but
took minutes. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I don't have the detailed minutes here. So we're having a conference call or a Teams call tomorrow with the Dade County liaison. That 2 or 3 departments that presented prior in the other event are housed, right? So what we're trying to do tomorrow is kind of pin down the specific topics,
No,
at least that part, and communicate. We decided about what 15-20 minutes per presenter. So from what I understand, Miami-Dade has, bear with me, please. A couple programs, Strive 305, Biz Up, that type of thing. The only thing, and Matthew, I don't know if you have time tomorrow, you may want to jump on that call. It's up
Yeah.
to you. And you should have gotten an invite.
no, I did. I just wasn't sure if you guys wanted me to jump on that one.
Yeah, I think you should jump.
Yeah,
on
for
it.
sure, I will.
I think that last time we discussed that we were not able to do it because if it was more than one, it has to be recorded. Right?
It
What
would,
the,
it would be.
oh, that's right, the Zoom call. That's right. That's why I had to be that
So
way.
that's why we
Okay, is
divided.
that what it is?
Yeah, that's why. I knew there was a reason why I wasn't gonna be on.
So it's gonna be Jonathan and myself.
Yeah, there's some reason,
Jonathan
right?
and Mike.
Yeah. 'Cause if not, it would be like a.
Yeah, I noticed on the invite, there are additional people from Miami-Dade, so there's more departments
Okay.
interested. So we're gonna have the conversation, we're gonna tie down, we're trying to wrap up 2 or 3 speakers from Miami-Dade and the subject matter,
Perfect.
right? And we're gonna kind of reinforce maybe 15-20 minutes per presentation. The subcommittee, we kind of outlined the whole thing.
Yep.
It's gonna be, they're gonna present, and then there's gonna be question and answer afterwards.
Yep.
And then there's gonna be a network event next door,
Yep.
right? Jessica said she would sponsor the food. I
That's the hope.
mentioned I would like to bring a nice gift basket as a, to kind of raffle it
Yeah.
out. So the only thing I think pending here, which we haven't been able to pin down yet, and like you said, I wish Jessica was here.
Yeah.
She had reached out to the FIU SEDC.
Yeah.
And I think she had reached out to either Primerica or Prospera. To this day, I don't know where we're at with that. So
Yeah.
Jonathan, maybe if you want to reach out to her to update you. Yes.
I have a comment.
Oh, so what's up?
I'm sorry, just wanted to mention that the SBC office for FIU happens to be across the hall from our office.
Okay, cool.
So,
All right, so we got the,
Try to
connect.
reach out to someone.
yeah,
tomorrow.
so the reason I mention it, she had provided us a couple of meetings ago with a copy of an email from that office that they were very interested.
Yeah. And there was even a name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was a name, there was a
Wow.
contact person. Haven't heard anything after that.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of tag 2 more speakers or 3 more speakers from other, other institutions or departments. Or make a determination if or not they're gonna be part of it.
Yeah.
We need that, we need that nailed out, right? So once we have that, maybe we could do another call with them or an email exchange to kind of tighten up the subject matter.
For them,
Who's-
yeah.
and who's gonna come in. So once we have maybe 4 or 5 presenters with a specific topic, then we'll have a formal agenda.
Yep.
And from that, we can work to actually put it, to really tighten up the actual event. That's my thoughts.
No, I agree 100%.
And just one more thing to ask for everybody when we were in the meeting.
Yeah.
Was kind of decide too that, so whoever meets first is going to kind of decide the topics, meaning that it will be something educational for
Mhm.
whoever it comes, and then the majority of them have the same plans, right? which is how they're going to be able to finance the business. So in order of the whole meeting not to be only about what the plans have and what are the financing options that they have, it will be more about educational, let's say 10 minutes of the 10, and the other 10 of what programs they have.
Yeah, the resources,
Exactly.
the resources that they can bring. We talked about maybe digital marketing,
Yeah.
business plan. Where do you have access to maybe non-traditional bank financing, grants available?
Yep.
That type of thing. So I think tomorrow we can just at least lock down 2 or 3 specific topics. But again, I do stress very openly here, we need to wrap up the other piece of it,
Yeah,
right? So we need to really wrap up the FIU SBDC and I guess Prime America or /
yeah, or Prospero.
I'm not involved with that. I think somebody needs to kind of follow up with that and get a commitment that these are the people who are gonna present.
Yeah,
This is a topic. They're aware of the time and everything.
and they're ready to go.
And they're ready to go.
Yeah. No, I
Once
get
we
that.
get all that, maybe 4 or 5 people in, then we can actually just put it together. That's my take on it.
No, 100%. Sorry, I-
Person in primary that is.
I don't know.
No, we don't know. That's why it was Jessica that was spearheading
You
that.
guys
So we
have
kind of
that
got.
and
Okay.
the
along with her.
FIU SBDC.
Yeah,
So
As if they're not, I used to work with them many years ago.
okay. I mean, maybe that's an avenue, but that's why I just want to see first
Right,
what Jessica has to
she's
say.
doing.
Because I'm sure she hasn't just entirely dropped
No,
it.
but we haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm sure she's been following up. So I just
I'm
want
going
to see.
through Jonathan for Sunshine,
Mhm.
you know.
Of course, of course.
stuff, Right, so just want to get to. We need some feedback.
No, no,
Some
100%.
specifics.
Yeah, we're getting close. So that's why we need 100%. And that kind of leads, oh, sorry, I'll let you guys go first. Sorry, Annette, real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to ask, so this for my clarification. You have the data event, who is your target market? What size business?
Okay, so we have a save the date for everybody, at least for the people I've contacted on September 22nd. And I believe it's going to be a morning session followed by a networking lunch.
Yep.
The target market would be small businesses, not necessarily people that have been in business 20 years per se, but the smaller businesses in their beginning business cycle. And I think somebody mentioned that how are we gonna disseminate the information? How are we gonna get the word out, right? So I believe we agreed that this probably would not necessarily be a very closed loop specific to Miami Lakes.
No,
The
no.
word's gonna get out,
Mhm.
and I think the Greater Miami Chamber you mentioned, or you mentioned.
Yeah, I
Greater
mentioned,
Miami
yeah.
Chamber, we need some feedback from them too.
Yeah, that's what I was
They're
gonna
gonna
get
bring
to.
to the table.
Yeah, I sent them a couple of
Yeah,
them.
if they're gonna replicate what these guys are doing, then that's a replication, right? But, I'm sure they're gonna market it. I'm sure Dade County Mayor's Office is gonna market it, Town of Miami Lakes is gonna market it. We have our own mailers, a chamber.
Yeah, we'll market it.
I'm gonna assume is gonna market it. So if we end up getting maybe 60 or 70 people, I think it's successful.
No, for sure.
If it goes,
I think even like close to like a little bit more than half of that.
if it goes crazy,
Yeah.
that's a whole different story, you know, we're gonna hold it at the Town of Miami Lakes Chamber, the chamber.
Yeah,
So we have audio visual if needed. It can be live streamed if
Yep.
needed, et cetera, YouTube, Facebook, whatever.
yeah.
So that's where we're at.
What's up?
Two questions. One is, I remember on the meeting, we talked about, doing the budget to do the advertising like Facebook campaigns, YouTube for the events. I think that we had to discuss between all of them to approve it, correct?
The budget
Sure
for
how
that?
it works,
Yeah.
to spend it on that. And also, I'm a little confused is that you were working with the people that you have mentioned it, and you were working with Miami-Dade.
I'm working with it's the Greater Miami Chamber. He's working with Miami-Dade.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I got it.
yeah.
So I was
And
confused.
my involvement with Miami-Dade, the bank put on something like this
Exactly,
in
no,
March.
I remember.
More towards a minority woman-owned business, and we had a very good attendance there.
But it was a very informal type scenario, right? It was presenting and question and answer. And
Mhm.
back and forth, even when it broke up, there were people still talking and interesting to make the connections. It's a resource, there's a lot of resources available that a lot of business people, I don't think are aware that it's available to them. And
No,
it's-
definitely.
It's free of cost. There's a lot of good support in Dade County with the different organizations.
100%.
So do we need to come up with a budget?
I mean, I think definitely a marketing budget, is definitely one thing.
Right, I don't know what the numbers, what
Yeah.
the cost would be, you guys.
But before we do the budget real quick, I just want to mention, I got a text earlier this morning from Josh Diegas, the councilman, about. He was gonna put me in contact, I never got the email, but contact with some reps from Bank United about helping with the event. That they were gonna do some, they were willing to host sessions on SBI financing. I told them I was working with you directly, so,
That's
I
news
figured
to
it was
me.
fine,
That's
but-
news to me.
okay, yeah, well, I don't know if you've heard anything about it.
Listen, we have SBA subject matter experts in the
Yeah.
bank, and we do SBA deals, so we could throw that in as a
Yeah, it's a possibility.
non-commercial scenario, right? And it's there, if we need to fill it in.
That's why we'll see what
We can do
happens with
it, right?
FIU
So,
and the greater
yeah,
chamber.
But SBA is it's a good topic, but yeah, tell Josh that.
Yeah, you've got some people in there then that are
Tell Josh,
interested,
thank you, but,
He's in the loop.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I told them, yeah, I told them.
maybe he reached out to somebody or whatever, but I can do that.
No, yeah, cool. No, I'm glad that we have it in our back pocket just in case
Yeah.
FIU or the Greater Miami Chamber doesn't. 100%.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna
Uh,
shoot up a flare inside the bank and say, listen, there could be a possibility of maybe reaching out when
Yeah.
you guys come in and do maybe a 20-minute. Why not? I mean.
No, yeah, it doesn't hurt.
SBA's. It's like a generic,
Yeah.
generic thing. It's not like Bank United SBA is flavor of the month.
No, I get it. That's why, but like I said, it's good to have it in the back
Yeah,
pocket. just
I'm
in
glad
case.
you brought it up.
For sure.
Tell Josh I said hello.
Yeah.
You guys want to set a budget?
Oh, that's right, the budget, that's what we're on. So budget for marketing for this. So this would be for social media, I'm assuming.
Yeah, social media push, Facebook ads,
What do you think?
it would get put in later
250.
naturally, so we don't have to.
That already happens, yeah. We have what, 1750 left now, with if assuming 250 for the budget, for the volunteer purpose.
I,
So I'm thinking like what, 500 is what makes sense, right? For a small Facebook little push,
yeah, we, I mean,
Instagram, Facebook push.
500 it's not small, but we can definitely like.
No, it's not
that'd be a
small,
great-
but that's why maybe it'll be too much of a push. No,
Because, I mean, we put $100 in 12-mile radius, it's like. You got a good chunk, but since we want to go further,
yeah, we were waiting to go a little bit further.
since we want to go further, I think we could really.
What is the cap that we don't need to get permission to allocate? No,
It's all the same.
miscellaneous,
Yeah, we-
500?
Yeah, that's why next fiscal year will be a lot more organized in terms of our expenditures next year.
Mhm.
Will be more organized. This year's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I think we should stress to whoever is participating, the departments, the government or whatever, they need to also. We urge them to market this too,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like push it as a town event, because I mean, that's what it is. Yeah.
So on the Greater Miami Chamber, when do you think we could get some kind of specifics from them as to what?
I'm honestly not sure. I sent him an email last week and I followed up with him today too. I've UCC'd him. But I haven't gotten a response, but I have his phone number, so I'm just gonna give him a call. That's my next step. So I'm just gonna give him a call or a text and see what happens there. But if nothing follows through, then, nothing follows through. Yeah, that's why, but I'll see. I'll keep following up with him. Like I said, the last time we spoke was a couple months ago. We had a Zoom call with him and his assistant. And he said, yeah, I'm definitely interested. We'll see what happens. And then he gave me a bunch of emails, including his. And then that's what I emailed out too. So nothing
I
yet.
think as of today, we're probably about 2 months out.
Yeah,
So we need to kind of tighten it up.
no, 100%. Yeah.
Right now, all we can do is like placeholders and, get in our next newsletter, we just don't wanna.
Can we do another?
Have a general, save the date.
Can we do another subcommittee before July ends, like that last week of July, and then that's when we can solidify the speakers? Yeah, it's next week. Is that doable?
Yeah, as long as we get the other piece that's pending,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna call this guy this week.
No, but also
And Jessica,
Jessica stuff.
Yeah, we can kind of
roll that down.
We can,
Excuse me, Matthew, Annette wanted. to
oh,
say
sorry,
something.
Annette, sorry. I don't see you back there.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to mention that, I think, and I'm new to FIU, so that's my disclaimer. But, I've been there in the program, for 2 years, and I think there might even be other, departments other than the SBA that have resources for small businesses that I could try to reach out to and find for you if you'd like, number one. Number two, I asked the reason in regard to what your target market was, because there are laws that pertain to businesses depending on the size of the number of employees. And for instance, one thing that I wanted to mention later in regard to the law that just passed on July 1st has to do with a threshold of 25 employees, which I wanted to mention later. And so also in terms of having a safety net for employers, the program that I represent could also speak to that. So I wouldn't mind also if you need a speaker speaking to
Jumping on
that.
there.
Are you talking about the E-Verify, the private employer?
Yes, what was SB 112?
I do believe it's a topic that it will bring people to be interested to come
Cool.
here, because that was the idea of different topics, so people say, oh, well, I'm gonna learn about.
Like
you
the
know,
current event.
Yes,
Exactly.
I'm gonna learn about leasing, business plans,
Yeah.
SBA loans, all of those things that attract different type of people that are interested in these specific topics.
That's the idea.
So you think maybe by the end of July?
Yeah, I think the end of next week we can discuss, and I'll email you about that, Annette. We can discuss, and then
We
on that committee, we'll figure out if we'll
maybe
bring them
we
in.
can basically pin it down as to who.
Yeah, who's coming in exactly, yeah.
What they're gonna say.
And if we don't hear from people by that date,
and
we don't
then
hear
just
from.
One.
Exactly, yeah.
We can fill it up with other stuff.
Yeah, with who we've gotten, like I said, people in your bank pocket, I think Annette has her connections there too that can help us out, and also her herself, I think. Yeah,
So
I think we can more than definitely do that
next week, Monday and Tuesday are open.
Oh, that
For
early?
what?
I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Because we have to do an actual subcommittee meeting.
Wednesday and Thursday are.
I have to be like in this room.
Maybe the Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, and then Friday. Question.
What's up?
Typically, like the subject that you're talking about, how long would that take to present and get it through? Because it seems like a lot of information, especially to get the Q and A.
Right, I'll make it fit whatever time I have. but-
Well, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but the Q and A is a little bit different, the way we're structuring it. So it's gonna be, everybody's having their 15-20 minutes to speak. And then at the end, it's gonna be a group Q and A at the end. We're going to kind of ask questions and kind of go here and there and
The
specific.
presenters are 15-20 minutes.
Exactly. So yeah, and sorry, go ahead. That's what it was.
No,
Yeah.
I'm used to
Just to get an
tailoring,
idea of
I'm used
that.
to tailoring presentations to whatever, time I have, so I can, give out points and then, give out, information if you want more information.
Yeah.
um,
I will say Annette did speak at our chamber event as well one time and she did a great job.
Very good.
Good job.
And kept it within, behind it. So.
So.
She definitely knows how to.
Guest speaker, right? She was-
Yeah.
She knows how to. She was a guest
Sorry,
speaker.
Steve.
No, not guest speaker, she was a profile or.
And we can't do it Zoom, right? We discussed that. We can't do like a Zoom subcommittee meeting.
Good.
Tuesday, you said?
Tuesday's fine with me now.
Okay.
That's fine for me.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good.
The nose.
I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, but I should be fine. Got a regular checkup that morning, but I should be okay, unless he tells me something really bad. That may be high.
Feel for that.
Just schedule it.
Feel for that. Don't worry about it.
All right, cool. So Tuesday, what time?
So Tuesday it's before 7 o'clock and then another meeting.
Well, yeah, well, so what time? This time, right? 5:30 can we do?
Yeah, 5:30 to 7. I don't want to call it now.
Yeah, that's 5:30, because that's,
We can just hold the room. We don't need the entire.
can you send an invite? Is that possible? Thank you. You're the best. It's sweet. All right, cool. So we'll talk then on Tuesday and I'll let you know if I hear anything back from them, from my people. If not,
And also.
and then we'll try to How does reaching out to Jessica work? Can we do that? Can I do that or no? Is that Sunshine at that point? You have to reach out to her.
Through me, I can just relay messages. and
I'm gonna get keep.
Okay. Can you do that? Can you reach out to her? Can you call her? Is that too, no, right? Right? I was gonna call her, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Just see what's going on, because she hasn't been, I think, for the
No,
past
yeah,
couple of
past 2
meetings, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still see her around, like, I know she's doing stuff, she's active, but I just wanna make sure, we're doing, we're up to date on all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you can, send her an email or reach out, whatever, about FIU and then Primerica / Prospera, whichever one she was talking to see if she's gotten any feedback from them, and if she can make it on Tuesday, because I think she's also in the subcommittee, right?
Yeah, I'm sending it to everyone.
Yeah, so if you can make it on Tuesday, that'd be even better, honestly.
Romi's in the subcommittee, but she couldn't make it this week, right?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got a lot done in that subcommittee meeting, as you guys saw, like, we figured out basically the whole agenda. We know everything that's gonna happen. The only thing we're unsure about is guest speakers and then the secondary stuff, which would be the food and supplying all that, like the breakfast and what it's necessarily gonna entail. But at the end of the day, I don't think, even if Jessica's, I think she will, but even if that doesn't happen, we have enough money in our budget that we can tap into that to, get the food. I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue.
It's on a weekday, on a weekend, so we don't have to worry about.
Oh, so we'll have the-
Or that.
Nice. So we can do the AV and all that without having to worry, like we discussed.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll be
the
here.
venue's gonna be here,
Yeah, the council
the
chambers.
council chamber, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't there supposed to be something afterward we were gonna buy?
Like a
Yeah, we're gonna try to do like a little networking thing with each other, and that was gonna be the sort of where the BNI and the chamber can kind of tag into it and, keep up the whole, hey, we're all working together thing.
And then we're gonna.
That'll be like their networking lunch, and the EDC has this, because we want to keep it, we're all together and doing stuff all as one, because I like that. I think it's a good thing.
But we'll probably have to budget for that. I mean, we have to-
Well, for that, no, because that'll just be that's like a separate thing. We're doing our thing.
July, we're going to do some appetizer.
Yeah, he's sponsoring it for us there at Chella's. Carlos is being nice enough to help set us up for that, because I think we already set up, what is it, Diosa, right, is our last event in the budget, right, for,
Yes.
right, is our last networking event.
The last check that we're gonna send out.
Yeah, the last one that we agreed upon.
So,
Yeah.
oh.
So what happens with the extra or so budget at the end of the year? It just goes away? Poof. Okay.
Well, not cool, but it's still the short. But it's cool for us. Remember last year, remember the budget?
So we do still have money to spend then, so we could still,
We can.
So once we
more
get-
aggressive on advertising. for
Yeah.
the event.
exactly. I mean, right now it would be what? If we take off the 500, it would be
Get
1250,
fines.
assuming.
Yeah.
Inside and.
Alright, cool.
I won't have too much.
Did we want to do a vote on the budget now for that thing that we were discussing, for the marketing budget?
Yeah,
Or do we
let's-
wanna?
Set a
So-
bumper, set a cap.
Yeah, so Jonathan and I, we were discussing 500 is what we were thinking based off of like, social media and what our experience is. We were thinking maybe that makes sense. I don't really think I can motion, right? It's what it is, so I'll kind of leave it up to you guys if you think that's too much or if you want to do more. What do you think? We would, right now, there's 1750 in the bucket is what it would be.
Go ahead.
I think that number is sufficient. If you remember when we did the webinars. I think there was a 250 per, right?
Yeah.
For, remember, Andrea, where they use it for Facebook for the paid ad? I figure 500 is good. Depending, I don't know how it works technically as far as distance and stuff like that. You said $100 for 12 miles, so
Right, that's
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
so the least you can do, at least on Facebook, on Meta, is a pretty good $1 a day. So, I mean, you basically just think, how much money over a certain amount of time. I mean, it would, if it was $500 for 2 months, you're looking at about almost $8, a little more than $8 a day. I could
Well,
go,
I'm gonna run it for 2 months,
It-
probably. I
well,
wouldn't be starting today.
The last month.
so it could be, if it were a month, well, man.
So when would you have material that's ready to run?
Say that again?
Yeah, because you're gonna have to have, when you have the information ready that you're able to put out there.
The agenda, right?
Yeah.
Flyer.
I would hope by the next meeting, we have that figured out, or that we could discuss it.
You can edit ads as they're going on, so it's, updating the flyer, we can add, the chamber's logo, if another speaker comes on, we can add that logo, we can. Update the specific link that it takes it to, it'll be,
A live document.
it'll be a live document, and you'll lose the benefit of having all your information. From, day one, but you can still, you're not locked into. I guess, a premature or underdeveloped ad, so. And we'd have to stretch the radius if we want to reach out more, so it's definitely doable. I think 500 is
For digital advertising, right?
traditionally. Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
And again, I really feel that, the organizations that these presenters are coming from,
Yeah, we'll push
I
it
think they're
themselves.
gonna push it,
Yeah.
because, I mean, to them, it's
It's free advertising.
free advertising, Miami-Dade, Gov is in partnership with Town of Miami Lakes, small business. They're gonna wanna leverage the visibility in that one too. Bring the mayor out here to,
Oh, yeah.
So I'll make a motion?
But just real quick question too, when it comes to the budget, does that include already, like from that bucket, the money that's supposed to go to Ghani or no?
Yeah,
That does include that already.
Yeah.
That's already subtracting that.
it's videos are 3,000,
Already gone.
Apart.
That's
networking
alright.
socials are
Already
2,000.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
everything else is
All right, perfect.
like at the beginning of the fiscal year, which was good by us, we sort of already sectioned off what we're gonna do in the future, so.
Cool. All right, you on.
So I'll make a motion to, spend $500 on digital marketing for the small business boot camp.
I second.
All in favor?
Uh,
How's that work, Jonathan? The actual running of the campaign? Is that you that does that?
It's us, yeah, we go upstairs.
With that up?
I got
I mean, that's cool.
the
I'll
graphics
do it.
together on Facebook and
Okay, cool.
it's pretty.
Alrighty, cool. So that's it, I guess, from new business on our end. We'll meet on Tuesday on that subcommittee meeting. Hopefully with,
an invite, right?
yeah, and hopefully we'll have all that information. That day we will select the speakers. We'll do a period, yeah, no matter what, if we don't hear response from other people, and they, I get a response in 2 weeks from the Greater Miami Chamber, hey, sorry.
So what I'll do
Whatever,
is, I'll take Josh's, recommendation.
Yeah, and reach out to them and see if we can maybe get some of those, yeah. You guys prep, yeah,
Keep my guys prepped.
Yeah.
Keep them in that bullpen. The bullpen.
So, yeah, and Annette, I'll reach out to you too and see if we can figure out what we can do with your department and maybe with the FIU SBDC too, if you said since they're right there.
I'll be in the office tomorrow, so I can just walk across the hall and knock on every door.
Yeah, no, yeah, I appreciate that. I'll reach out, I'll send you an email. Alrighty, cool. So I think that's it on new business. We can move on to announcements. Just real quick that we had like a little meeting. It wasn't really a meeting, but I met with Daniel Angel, I think his name is, from Permits here. Super nice guy. But he just wanted to let me know that like whenever it comes to people doing the BTR list, and if we ever encounter somebody that's wanting to open a business in Miami Lakes, let's hook them up with him and that he'll set them up and really try to push them and make it as easy and seamless as possible. That's all it was. He just wanted me to let us know that it's open doors between the EDC and the permits department. So
Do you have any
That's
contact
cool.
information?
I don't, but I think it's on the website. Right?
On the website.
I'll include it in the minutes too.
Cool.
He's the head of the building.
No, he's
Great, good.
Andy's great.
Yeah, he was an awesome guy, yeah, because we were like, we had an issue with like a neighbor that had some sort of thing, so he wanted, of course, to come to us, so we had to go talk to him and,
No,
and he was
like-
super nice.
he's
He was super
really
nice.
I think customer service
Yes.
person.
Yeah, super nice guy, but he just wanted to let me know that like, any kind of new business,
That's perfect.
direct him his way and he'll make sure that, it's as easy and seamless for them to open as possible.
We
So that's
have,
always cool that we have
We
that.
have deal with him for Chelas, for Cinco de Mayo, for everything, and very small DC, so recommend it.
Cool, no, that's awesome, that's awesome, so kudos to Danny.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it for the meeting, so I'll go. Drum roll.
See how
Everybody wants to.
Oh,
Oh, Annette, sorry. I'm sorry, you're blocked by John, right when I'm sitting here. You're blocked for me.
And this can be, I don't know however you want to do it, I just wanted to give you an update, a very short update on, I keep referring it to SB 112, so people wants to know about it.
Cool, cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so, and what I wanted to do is, I didn't have enough, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be double-sided.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted, if I could always send the information to you and you could give it to them. So these are flyers that were done in 3 languages through Catholic Legal Services, which is a partner of the FIU Neighborhood Help Program, as well as Jordan Dollar, who's a professor of law, and the law clinic for the FIU Neighborhood Help Program. So this was done in conjunction with them. And it's basically 4 points, the main 4 points that have to do with the law that took effect on July 1st. So I just wanted to go over them quickly for your information, and then again, I will send these to Matthew for your distribution. And they are, free to distribute. So the first point is that, it says hospitals, you're not required to answer questions about your immigration status. The law does not compel a person to have, it's not a requirement, they don't have to answer, so they can say decline to answer. Your personal information is private and cannot be shared with immigration. Transportation, the new law does not criminalize living with, sheltering, renting space to family, friend, or other individuals, or transporting individuals already within the state of Florida. Number 3, employment. This is in regard to the number. Employers with over 25 employees must use the federal E-Verify system to confirm authorization to work. It does not apply to employers with fewer than 25 employees. And 4, license. An out-of-state license that is issued by another state that is a class of license issued exclusively to undocumented immigrants is invalid, but county and municipal governments can no longer fund IB programs. So my comment, especially on number 4, is that the county, right now, Miami-Dade County does have a program that you can go to the libraries and receive like a county ID. So what the law just says is that they can't fund it anymore, but they can, it can still be issued as long as there's, funding available. So there are specific things that, that have to do with small employers. So I just wanted to, again, make clear that information. And it is having, an impact, ripple effects across the South Florida landscape economically and socially. So again, I'll send this is the flyer. Again, it's available in English, Spanish, and Creole that can be distributed. Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
I do want to,
The people that hire a nanny and are going for office, they cannot be penalized because it's less than 25 employees, right? Okay,
Yes.
so that used to be a huge issue with people. Okay.
But E-Verify has been around for a long time.
Yes. The law is just required.
Not required.
so what I can actually do is the economic development letter hasn't gone out yet. Waiting on the article.
I love it.
What I can do is, you'd be kind enough to send me that, if there's an electronic version that I can, link to an article, or I would really appreciate, because it was a nice guide map. I think Romy
Yeah, that would be
submitted, I think Romy did submit something related to that.
Yes, on the HR.
That would supplement that, I very much appreciate that, so. I'll include that in the.
At a future date, I can, hone in on program and statistics in regard to something similar that I did for the chamber, if you like, for, for your group. And regard to, again, small employers and the safety net that's available.
Yeah.
And what the impact is if
I think that's a-
employees
No,
not have.
That's a great.
No, that's what I mean. That's
That's
another great thing to have
important.
for our big event that we're planning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send her an email for
I
this.
think she's gonna be a chamber, right?
No, I think so. I think it's gonna happen.
If she is. Not you.
You've just been volunteering. Thank you. But yeah, I'll send an email about it. Thank you again. Cool. So you said you want to say about the newsletter, right?
Yeah, that was what I wanted to.
Cool. All right,
The honor.
Motion to adjourn.
drum roll.
Everybody put a motion.
Second time.
Okay, so Dolly and then
Jose, all right, so all in favor?
or.
All right, cool. Be brief.
Okay.
The old movie, Born Free. Oh my God.